Hey beautiful people, my name is Brittany and today I want to share with you about why I love sleeping on the floor. I sleep in all different scenarios, all different cases as I travel around the world, and my preference absolutely is to sleep on the floor. Right now I'm sitting on my bed. As you can see, there's a bed behind me, but I have opted to sleep on the floor. I'm staying at Connor's parents' house in California. We're here for a couple weeks, and this is just totally typical of us. So we like to bring a blanket down on the carpet, then on top of that put a sheet, another blanket, voila, there is our bed. In other places, we've used our acro mats. I've seen those, I'll put up a little screenshot of them. And then we'll just put our bedding or blankets right on top of it. I've been traveling out of my 19-liter backpack. And this guy for a few years now, and before that I had a 28-liter. With the 28-liter, I was carrying a sleeping bag. And I would just set up my bed anywhere, on a carpet, on a yoga mat, on the floor, anywhere. And it was so liberating. Number one, it's so liberating for me to be able to sleep anywhere. And more so than that, it's just my preference to be on the floor by a lot. It's so much more comfortable for me. I sometimes enjoy beds that are really hard, but in general find that most beds just feel too soft for me, and I'll wake up and my neck specifically doesn't feel that good. I think this may have developed from a young age. I remember camping a lot and really enjoying sleeping on the ground and sleeping in a sleeping bag. Then when I was in high school, my mom and stepdad wanted to heat our big house with just one wood stove, and my room was very far away from the wood stove and it would get really cold during the night, so I just started sleeping on the hardwood floor, like with a little pad down and then a sleeping bag right in front of the wood stove to stay warm in the winter. Because if you know me, you know I really don't like to be cold. And sleeping bags are just so cozy and cuddly. I also love having my sleeping bag on the plane with me. There's so many great things about traveling with a sleeping bag. But now I've downsized and I'm traveling with a lot less. So here I'm using bedding that's around. I just went to Santa Monica for a few days and we borrowed sleeping bags from Connor's parents and then slept on our friend's floor. And in a lot of places that I go, people have beds, and I just prefer to sleep on the floor. I also really love it not mattering if I have a pillow or not. I got super accustomed to sleeping without a pillow. I think that started when I was really young. I used to go camping a lot and I loved sleeping on the hard ground with just my sleeping bag. And I think it started at one point feeling like I wanted to be more self-sufficient, and not need things. I was like 10 years old, minimalist already. I didn't want to have to need a pillow, because it just seemed like an accessory that wasn't necessary. So I'd take my sweatshirt for a while and put it under my head, and then I just grew really fond of sleeping without a pillow entirely. And I did that for a long time while I was camping and traveling. And now I've been phasing back to using some sort of cushioning under my head, because I've been going from sleeping on my belly to with my head turned to the side, which is kind of, I think, not help my neck over the years, to sleeping more on my side or even on my back if I can. And when I sleep on my side, I like to put something under my head, whether it be a pillow or just some clothing bunched up, a towel, whatever I have, whatever's around, and then something between my legs as well. So sort of like on my side with my knees up, and lately I've been using this pillow just right between my legs. But yeah, I don't need some sort of a fancy bed. I really love choosing the things that bring me joy, and sometimes those are really luxurious things, and sometimes it's really simple things like a floor to lay down on. And I think that's one of the beauties of creating our lives however the heck we want them, and it's a fun thing to share about. So if you haven't tried sleeping on the floor, I highly recommend it. If you don't like it at all, that's totally cool. Definitely makes sense. I find that the harder surface feels good for me. The soft beds, not so much. Especially if I get a carpet that's just right. Sleeping on a carpet it's primo. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. If you guys want to check it out, I recommend my program Simplify. If you want to simplify your life, it goes way beyond just downsizing and getting rid of stuff. It really dives into your inner workings of yourself, figures out what's serving you, what's not, and helps you move towards the life of your dreams. I love you all so much. Thanks for watching.